Alright, today we are going to talk about how to make a proper mock scrape using Antler Ice's frozen deer urine in the early summer months. A lot of guys skip this process. People think that you only need to make mock scrapes late October, early November. Well, that's not always true. What you can do is start making mock scrapes in early to mid-summer, making these mock scrapes so that the bucks are used to seeing them. You're conditioning them to know that the scrapes are there and visit the scrapes so that when the time comes for deer season to come around and those bucks to find the scrapes, they know it's here.
We're looking for a location on when you're setting up a mock scrape. We have a trail coming in through here, down the backside, and then off to my right. All behind through here is a heavy bedding area. And then we also have our tree stands located up here. Still got to clear a few shoot lanes. But you want it in a general area of an intersection or intersecting area for these deer to be able to locate this community scrape. When developing this mock scrape, you also got to take into consideration of your wind. Which common direction of wind do you have coming from your bedding area to your food source to bedding area, and then with relation to your tree stand. So you really you can't just throw this mock scrape down. You want to be able to pick your best ideal spot, and our most ideal wind is a southwest wind, which is from the scrape to our tree stand, so they will never wind us. With this mock scrape placement, we're setting this on the edge of their bedding area. It's their safe havens, that bedding area. So they're gonna have to travel through here at some point, and that's why we also have our stand on the edge of the bedding area and the food source on the outside. So with this mock scrape, it is like the ideal utopia. I said utopia though.
Once you've found the ideal location and wind direction for your mock scrape, another thing you want to have into consideration is the visual of it. If you put it in an extremely thick area, yes, the deer could smell it and end up coming to it, but a visual is just as important. We have a nice little wide open area here, which we planted a food plot in the last couple of years, and what we've done here is hang a broken branch dangling here. And as you know, when deer make mock scrapes, when buck will make a mock scrape, they will go up for a licking branch. They will break the branch, and you'll see all the broken branches and the branches dangling. This is a key importance for them to finding your mock scrape. So a good visual is going to be a good broken branch, a nice open area with your intersecting trails so that the deer will find it easier.
You want to be as scent-free as possible because you do not want to leave anything behind. Also, if you don't have a rake or anything, find you a well-built stick, start tearing up the ground.
That stick is well built.
That is a mighty fine stick right there. When placing your mock scrape on the ground here in relation to your visual branch, you do not have to put it directly under it, but it's relatively close, so they have an idea and they're able to relate with the branch.
You don't want to touch any of this. It's very tempting to reach in and grab this grass with your hand and throw it out and pull it out. You don't want to leave any human order if you don't have to.
After we've set up everything, the mock scrape, make sure when you set your trail cam, you're not facing a sunset or a sunrise. You'll miss about an hour worth of pictures, and it's your most crucial time, is that first and last light of the day. Alright, we've got everything set up on our scrape, got our camera set up, now we just like putting our buck urine in. And we also have our ghost wick. You got a solid eyelet and a split eyelet. So in this case, you're gonna take that, mold that around that limb, then we're going to apply our urine. Also with this ghost wick, putting that buck urine up there, you're going to be able to disperse that scent a lot farther than just putting it directly in your scrape. So make sure you elevate your ghost wick above your mock scrape. That way you're going to get the most scent dispersal and range when you're putting out your mock scrape. Not only with this ghost wick being over your mock scrape and being up high for your scent dispersal, but this also helps for when deer do come by and hit this mock scrape, that it also stops them and grabs their attention because they're very curious deer, so you'll get better quality trail cam pics so you have a better judgment of what your hit list is to be. We have 4 ounces in our bottle. Not saying you got to use it all, but you're just going to increase your odds of getting more deer action.
Okay, we're all set. We got our camera set up, we have our visual set up, our ghost wick dispersing scent, our scrape is all set up. We've used an entire 4-ounce bottle of Antler Ice's buck urine in this scrape, and it's time to get out of here. Now, one more thing before we do leave that you want to do, and you have to do this to maintain this, is you got to come back and you got to keep this fresh. This isn't November. The bucks aren't actively making scrapes. So what you have to do is you have to take control in the situation, and you have to make sure that this stays active and the deer keep coming back to it. You don't want to come in here too much and put your scent in here. You don't want to be in here every other day. We like to come back every 12 to 15 days and redo this scrape. So every 12 to 15 days, bring yourself some buck urine in here, refresh your scrape, exchange your trail camera card, whatever else you got to do, try to stay scent free as possible. So when the time comes, when deer season comes, you will be happy that you put your time in to make these mock scrapes on your property.
All right, now once you got your scrape set up, make sure you got your intersections, your visual, and your scrape is completely finished. You want to make sure to get rid of your stick. Either take it with you or get rid of the daggum thing over in your buddy's property.